Hello everyone, it's Jeff Jimison here from the Idea Lab. We're going to be working on the mechanical phone stand kit. So everything you need should be in here. Whoa. Okay, so let's see what we've got. We've got our stand, our front and back pieces there, a couple of linkages. Got a couple of sort of nuts and bolts, looking pretty cool. Got these interesting spring gear pieces. There's another linkage of sorts. Some extra bolts there. Little sliders. Little grabby arms, that's all the pieces we need. So for this, you're gonna need like a coin, a dime or a penny, some pliers, and a blade of some kind. Maybe you might need a X-Acto knife or a utility knife, something like that. That might come in handy. So the first thing we need to do in this kit is remove some of the support material, and there's supports inside of there and inside of there. Those need to come out. This is where the pliers come in handy. If we just grab the supports here with our pliers, we should be able to twist and coax those out fairly easily. There we go. Now we've got a clear hole through there. And same thing over here. Just grab those, twist, oh, there they go. Now that part is free of supports, and these we can just throw out. And the other pieces that have supports are these little spring gears. So these, you want to be careful with these. Let's see how we do this. I'm just going to kind of squeeze, gently squeeze the spring with the pliers there. This is where I'm going to use my knife just to make sure that this is now completely loose. And if we want to be really thorough about it, we can get under here with the knife and remove all of the support segments. You want to be really careful with this. Definitely run a slight risk of poking yourself with a knife. But we can see how, with a little bit of convincing, all of this support material can be pretty easily removed. I want to go for that nice clean look, so I'm getting rid of all of this support. Almost done. I think that's done it. Yeah, that looks good. So here's the difference. We can see this one's still got the support on it, and here's the one with the support material removed. So you want to do that for both pieces. Get all that support material off of there. And with the support off, you can see how this works like a clock spring. So I'm gonna skip ahead while I remove all the other support from here. Okay. That's all of the support cleaned off of both of those pieces. I'm pretty sure that's all the support for this whole thing. So next up, we've got these little linkages here, and we can see how those fit together like that. And then these little bolts here are what pop through there and connect the whole thing. So it should be a fairly straightforward matter of kind of just twisting this through here. There we go. And then one of these handsome little nuts will screw onto the opposite side. Assuming I can, there we go. So yes, when these are loose, you've got a little bit of flex there. Then you can tighten those up, and then that's really well in place. Then we've got these pieces. So you can see how this one's got a little notch on the top, and then this one has two sides there. The part with the notch is going to push straight through. There we go. Now we've got this sort of a situation going on here. Very nice design. And eventually this is what's going to fasten onto there. But we've got to put the rest of the thing together here, and that's going to come out looking something like this. I think this was a test that we made, but I think I actually put these little arms on reversed, so we'll get it right this time. But let's see here. I'm going to use this as reference. So I've got my back piece like this. And I think what would help in this case is to have a little something to set this on, because I need clearance for my slider here, my little rack as they call it. So I'm going to find something that I can put this on to elevate it up while I'm working on it. Let's see. That seems like it'll work. Now this can sit here and be out of the way. See how now I've got that dangling down, because if I try to set this right on a table, this won't sit flush. So I gotta have it elevated up on something while I'm working on it. So there's that. Now we've got our little gears. Let's see, these appear to go like this. Very nice. I believe that's correct. Whoops. There we go. That looks about right. Very cool. Now our little red sliders kind of rest here and here, like that. There we go. Now our arms. These I want to make sure I get on the right way, because I think I had them on the wrong way last time. This seems to be, that needs a little bit of loosening up. So I'm going to put that in there, just twist it back and forth. That seems a little better. Might actually try to clean this interior up. Gently widen it out a little bit with my knife here. Oh yeah, that seems a lot better. So we'll keep that like that. Cool. That seems good. I'll do the same thing with this other piece. Where is it? There's my arm. Pop that in there. This one's got a better fit right off the bat. That's nice and flexible. So we'll just leave that one as is. Can't forget my other little red piece. Where'd it go? And that goes there. The whole thing fits together like that. So now we've got this piece that fits over top of everything else. This is what's going to kind of hold it all in place. So we just got to make sure we carefully get everything really lined up here. Yeah, that seems good. Yeah, I'm into that. Okay, so then we've got one long bolt, two small bolts. This is where your coin will probably come in handy. So you'll be able to twist these in a little bit of a ways, but then with your coin, you can get them in the rest of the way. There we go. I'm going to do the two short ones first. And these don't have to be super tight. You don't really have to grief on them. Just a little tight. Now, with our pokey knife, we're going to take these spring linkages. Oh, just a second. I'll be right back. Hey there. Sorry about that. I had a visitor. So what I'm going to do here is grab my tweezers, and I'm going to grab the little tab on that spring and pull it out so that it's resting on the side of that strut. Do the same thing for over here. Just grab that tab, pull it through. The whole thing sits more flush that way, plus it's now tensioning those clock springs. So I'll bring this in for a closer look. You can see how those tabs are now resting on the outside of the blue struts. So that puts the clock springs in tension. And once you've done that, the whole thing's sitting a little more flush. Yeah, that seems to be working quite well. Now we just have one more bolt to install here. That's the long one. Okay. That seems good and correct. So now you can see how when the phone is set on this piece, it pulls down on those gears, which brings the sides in to grab it from the sides. And once it's limbered up a little bit, it should retract on its own. You can also change the retraction force by altering the position of the orange spring gears. I found on this first one, see how this one also doesn't want to spring back too much. Oh hey, I forgot a piece to put the whole thing together. Lest we forget, we're gonna, before we put this big orange bolt in, this piece goes here like this. That whole thing fits in there like that. Then the orange bolt goes in. Try using these instead. There we go. Now the whole thing is held together. And this part slips right onto there. See how we've got that lined up? And just like in the lower section, we can fit this bolt through. You can see it's coming through to the other side. This would probably be easier with a wrench, but I'm just using my fingers somewhat stubbornly. There we go. That's completely pressed through there. And then the last remaining nut will just thread right onto the end of that bolt. So, there we have it. Our 3D printed mechanical phone stand. I would love to show you what it looks like when a phone goes into it, but my phone is being used to record this video. So you will have to play with it on your own. But anyway, that's the latest 3D printed kit from the Idea Lab. Enjoy. If you have any questions, shoot me an email. And yeah, have fun with your new phone stand.